This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We're learning more about a string of cars stolen using tow trucks. According to court documents, police allege it's all part of a scheme by an auto recycler that's selling the scrap metal and cashing in. CBC's Zubina Ahmed has the latest.
It looks like they dropped a steel beam right on top of it.
Tia Sawa shows us photos of a van that was stolen by tow truck from a Transcona home on July 15. These photos show her damaged van after it was recovered the next day.
It was not what I expected. The roof was down to the floor and it was completely crushed. It looked more like a hot dog than a van.
Security camera footage shows a tow truck backing up against the front of her van at around 1:30 a.m. Sawa says she was shocked and surprised.
I checked to make sure that there was no reason for it to be towed. I checked and made sure that there were no signs saying not to park here or anything. Sometimes they'll set up if they're going to do construction. But when I called the police, then they confirmed that my van was not due to be towed or anything.
The Winnipeg Police Service arrested 2 people. Court documents are linking the owner of a Winnipeg auto recycler to the crimes and give details of the police investigation. 48-year-old Corey Ronnie James Fincarrick and his company Winnipeg Auto Recycling are accused of stealing the vehicles, damaging them, and selling the scrap metal for cash. The court documents say between July 2nd and July 12, 2025, at least 9 parked vehicles were stolen from the streets of Winnipeg. Police allege the accused would approach vehicles parked on the street, back a tow truck up, drive away with the vehicle, and then caused extensive damage to the stolen vehicles. The purpose of damaging the stolen vehicles in this manner was to make them appear as scrap vehicles.
It took a while to process. I was pretty frustrated and angry, and then just going through different emotions as things were coming.
Meanwhile, Sawa says she has filed an insurance claim to the MPI and is still waiting to hear back from them. Zubina Ahmed, CBC News, Winnipeg.
The U.S. ambassador to Canada spoke in Winnipeg today as the clock winds down to another deadline to strike a trade deal between the neighboring countries. As CBC's Bartley Kivas reports, the visiting diplomat had a message for Canadians.
Right now, I wouldn't bet against America.
Speaking to an audience of business people and government officials, Pete Hoekstra said Canada has a choice to make when it comes to hitching its economic wagon to prospective trading partners.
I know that the EU and Japan just really want to buy the cars that you make in Ontario.
Hoekstra says there are goods Canada can sell around the world, but it can't ignore its neighbor to the south. Nonetheless, some Canadian businesses are reconsidering U.S. trade, given Donald Trump's annexation talk and his threat of even higher tariffs on Canadian goods. This executive with Winpack, a Winnipeg packaging manufacturer that exports 80% of its products to the United States, was among a group of 20 business and government leaders who met with Hoekstra before his speech.
From his perspective, he says there is no reason why we look at the agreements that have been achieved at the 10-15%, whatever. He says there's no reason Canada can't be even lower than that. Now, he didn't promise that by any means.
Hoekstra said he's not sitting at the negotiating table, and even if he was, he wouldn't reveal what's on that table.
I'm not surprised that there weren't more specific details shared, because these things have to take place as they should between our senior officials who have a deep understanding of what's going on.
The polite applause extended to the U.S. diplomat inside the art gallery was not offered outside, where demonstrators raised concerns about U.S. policies toward Gaza, Cuba, and Canada.
We just want to let him know that he's not welcome here. We don't want representatives of U.S. imperialism, war, and we also see the U.S. as descending into fascism.
There are also concerns raised inside the venue about whether the U.S. is harming itself, particularly with its trade policies. Pete Hoekstra says the Trump administration sees no connection between tariffs slapped on foreign goods and rising inflation at home. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
More people are being forced to flee their homes due to wildfires. A new evacuation order has 300 people from the community of Cormorant now out of their homes. They packed up their bags and were told to be out by this afternoon. The evacuees reception center will be in the RBC Convention Center here in Winnipeg. Meantime, leaders of a remote First Nation are calling on the province to help them tackle a fire inching closer to their community. Flames around Leaf Rapids are blocking the only access road to Opipon-Napiwin Cree Nation. It means much needed supplies and food can't get in and people can't get out. The nation's leadership says more than 900 people have been left to fend for themselves. There's also been no hydro since the beginning of the month, meaning they're relying on backup generators and propane to keep things running, and that includes their health center.
There's fires still surrounding us, and they're going to wait till it gets close, till we're at a high risk. That's not what I call, prevention. We need to prevent fires from coming to our nation. That's all I'm crying for is, please understand, could we have more resources?
100 vulnerable residents were sent to Winnipeg at the beginning of the month. Meantime, people forced to flee to Tasqueyac Cree Nation are now preparing to go home. Chief Doreen Spence says they are beginning a staggered return to the community. Nearly 2,500 people were forced out by wildfires at the end of May. Then in June, the water treatment plant stopped working. People have been staying in Brandon, Winnipeg, and Niagara Falls. Spence says flights are being arranged to take people back to Thompson, but she says families may want to send one person back first to assess their homes, damage, and help prepare them to return. A 49-year-old man is facing trafficking charges after police seized more than $2.2 million in drugs from 3 Winnipeg homes. CBC's Mike Arsenault has details of the bust.
After an investigation spanning nearly 3 months, the Winnipeg Police Service's Organized Crime Unit seized 43 kilograms of methamphetamine and nearly 2 kilograms of cocaine from 3 different addresses in Winnipeg. Police say an investigation led them to 49-year-old George David McFarlane and 3 addresses that were of interest. They say McFarlane tried to ship a kilogram of cocaine through the mail, which was intercepted and seized. Warrants were issued for all 3 addresses, one on Noble Avenue, one on Maple Glen Drive, and another on La Vérendrye Street, where the drugs were seized.
This quantity of methamphetamine represents 430,000 individual doses, and if sold by the dose, has a street value of over $2 million.
Police also seized $200,000 worth of cocaine, $150,000 in Canadian currency, and drug paraphernalia. McFarlane was arrested at the La Vérendrye location. Inspector Josh Awatsky says the meth wasn't made in Winnipeg.
Typically, the methamphetamine is coming from either the U.S. or Mexico. With this particular investigation, as I said, it's still ongoing. I don't want to get into all the specifics of it right now.
Awatsky says this is one of the larger seizures police have done this year. He says between February and July, WPS has seized more than 100 kilograms of methamphetamine and 5 kilograms of fentanyl. Police couldn't say how the 3 houses were related, who McFarlane was sending the drugs to, or if he was working with any other organized crime groups. McFarlane has been released on a promise to appear in court. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A controversial performance by a U.S. Christian musician has been denied a permit. Sean Foyt was set to perform in Central Park in downtown Winnipeg on August 20th. He's been affiliated with the MAGA movement in the U.S. and has spoken out against the 2S LGBTQ+ community. A number of his Canadian concert dates have been canceled for a variety of reasons. The city says this time it was because it was not a ticketed event and there would be no way to know the attendance, which would create operational challenges. Let's bring in weather specialist Riley Lachak. Riley, we were talking about some people getting evacuated from their homes, some going back, and we can still really see that smoke here in the city.
Yeah, thanks, Brittany. I do expect smoke and air quality concerns to persist for another 24 hours, even for parts of southern Manitoba. We do start to get into a southerly airflow by the time we get to Thursday, and that should start to improve things for the south, but doesn't really solve the problem for parts of northern Manitoba. We have seen a few passing showers today, as expected, through Boissevain into Deloraine, into Killarney, kind of along Highway number 3, seeing a few stray showers of the afternoon. Not totally unexpected, a little bit of extra energy on some of this cloud cover that's crept across the international border into southern Manitoba. The rest of us under a mix of sun and clouds on top of that surface level smoke and some of that haze. High pressure back in Saskatchewan trying to clear us out here as we've gotten throughout the afternoon. That does start to take hold as we get into the day on Wednesday. So air quality warnings in place still for a good chunk of Manitoba. That's held our temperatures back slightly. 24 in Winnipeg this afternoon. Temperatures in the low 20s back to the west, and some slightly cooler air in northern Manitoba because of low pressure over Hudson Bay. I don't have any good measurable rain in the forecast, Brittany, but we will talk about temperatures and the air quality a bit when I come back.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Hundreds of athletes from Manitoba will go for gold next week. We catch up with Team Toba straight ahead. A Northern First Nation says it's been left essentially stranded. Leaders say low water levels have grounded the ferry at York Factory First Nation. Now, They're renewing calls for an all-season road. The CBC's Ian Fraze reports.
Standing up for a First Nation that's stuck.
Our ferry, our way out, is just sitting there.
At York Factory First Nation in northern Manitoba, water levels are so low, this ferry is grounded. The only way out? By air, a choice often too expensive.
The food at the local store had, I think, quadrupled in price, and they were running out, empty shelves.
The province and Manitoba Hydro blame drought conditions for the low water levels, but First Nation leaders say Hydro's most at fault for controlling water levels on the Nelson to operate its dams. Hydro compensates communities when water is low, but the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs says it's not enough.
Everyone is making money and everyone is receiving a service, and the only people that are impacted negatively are the First Nations communities.
All these leaders say the only solution is an all-season road. Manitoba's infrastructure minister says the province is studying the idea, but will need money from Ottawa.
We're already engaged in all-weather road to the future with Sagamok Airport area. This might be the next, kind of step.
A new 60-kilometer road won't come cheap. Studies estimate the costs at around $150 million. Leaders say it's worth the price for a community forced to relocate from the Hudson Bay in the 1950s against its wishes. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Wabkanu's NDP cabinet used an order to quash appeals against the approval of mining license. In 2024, the province approved an environmental license to allow Cinnamine Resource Group to continue extracting critical minerals at the Tanko mine near Nopaming Provincial Park. 4 people appealed that decision. Earlier this month, the Canoe cabinet dismissed the appeals upon the request of Minister Mike Moyes. One environmental advocate says there needs to be more transparency in the process and recommends appeals be sent to an independent body to review. Well, excitement is building for young athletes from the province who are headed to the Canada Summer Games next week. From the pool and the court to the diamond and the mat, they're going for gold in dozens of different sports. CBC's Gavin Axelrod has more.
19-year-old Luke Enns will carry Manitoba's flag at the opening ceremony of the 2025 Canada Summer Games in St. John's, Newfoundland. He's going for gold in sprint kayaking.
It symbolizes the connection between all of the sports and all of the teams that'll be competing at the games, so it's an honor to have that opportunity.
History will be made in baseball. For the first time, women will compete at the games. Among them, Piper Hollywood from Winnipeg.
We train so hard and we just work our butts off, and we're really excited. I think it means a lot to younger girls in baseball and people that are wanting to try new sports and they don't think that girls can play. Well, we can, and we've made it this far, so now we're here.
And they want to come home with a medal.
Not everyone knows that we're going to be there, but they'll know by the end of it for sure.
More than 300 athletes from the province are headed to St. John's, some as young as 13. The oldest are in their 20s.
But one of the great things, too, about a Canada Games, just like the Olympics, is you're always going to have these athletes that have the performances of their lives, come out of nowhere, and perform at their best.
Wrestler Jordan Blais says it's a good way to get seen.
Many of my friends from last Canada Games, they got recruited because of the Canada Games. So I think this is really important. You got to stay in that mindset of your future is in your hands, I guess.
He's looking forward to sharing the experience with his dad, who happens to be his coach.
Everybody at our club is very close, so it feels like a family. So anytime I'm on the road working, I feel like I'm on a family vacation, basically.
Team Manitoba won 37 medals in Niagara 3 years ago and are hoping to surpass that total this year. The Canada Summer Games run from August 8th to 25th. Gavin Axelrod, CBC News, Winnipeg.
After years of debate, a monument to the 10 Commandments is back in Assiniboine Park. The statue was placed in storage in 2017 during construction of the Leaf. It was first installed in 1965 when it was presented to the city of Winnipeg by the Fraternal Order of Eagles. After it was removed, there were discussions as to whether it was appropriate to have such a religious symbol in a public park. The Assiniboine Park Conservancy says after consultations, it was decided to place the monument in a quiet location near the Leaf. Riley's back in now, and if people were out for a walk, maybe out for their dog walk this morning, likely didn't get any rain on them today, which has not been the case for all of this week, but it's been really dry.
Yeah, it has been a very, very dry July, and even the past couple of months have been very, very dry, drier than normal by quite measurable amounts in some cases here. So this is a look at our July rainfall to date. Few things to note here when you're looking at this. This is from numbers from Manitoba Ag's network of stations, just pretty robust across the province, but also these numbers can vary quite considerably, even locally, when you get into some of these isolated thunderstorms that we've seen as of late. So for example, some of the driest parts of the province on the west and east sides of Lake Manitoba, St. Rose, at least at the Manitoba Ag station, only getting about 8 millimeters of rain so far. Doesn't mean that everywhere in and around the St. Rose area has only had 8 millimeters, but that's just where the weather station is, for example. That's the number that's been recorded there. And you can see the further south you went, still closer to normal amounts, but still on the dry side in terms of those numbers. Now, the one thing I did want to point out was this number in Swan River, for example, and just how locally some of these numbers can vary. So the Manitoba Ag Station picking up 8 millimeters so far this month in Swan River, but not far away, the Environment Canada Station recording 21 millimeters. So that's some of that regional variation that can happen where we see some of those rainfall totals coming and going with thunderstorms. And unfortunately, what I'm trying to say here is as we get into the long range, I don't have a lot of good news precipitation-wise. In fact, we're looking at another dry and sunny stretch setting in here as we get into the day on Wednesday. So we're looking at skies clearing into Wednesday. High pressure pushes across the province. This does a couple of things. Really clears our skies, brings us to a more sunny sky as we get into the day on Wednesday. Certainly by Thursday, a mainly sunny sky, but also shifts our winds around back to a more southerly flow, and that's going to help diffuse and kind of dilute some of that wildfire smoke that has filtered into southern Manitoba as we've gotten through the last couple of days here. As we get into Friday, low pressure begins to set in over Hudson Bay. Cold front along with this could trigger a few showers, particularly around Norway House, up to Flin Flon, into the Pas even, I think, has a chance of getting some showers later in the week. Nothing of real measurable accumulation, but any rain that we can get in parts of northern Manitoba will take at this point with the wildfires we've been dealing with. So that shift in wind does start to take hold as we get through Wednesday. Still pretty smoky in the south as we get through Wednesday, but you'll notice into Thursday, we do start to see that haze starting to lift, particularly in the west, but we are looking at smoke persisting in northern Manitoba for the next several days yet as those wildfires continue to burn. Temperatures tomorrow, 24s, 25s, Brittany, across the south and closer to seasonal in the north.
All right. Thank you, Riley.
Welcome.
Oh, Maria, Maria, that faded away.
Coming up, a Manitoba musician is one of 4 emerging artists featured in a new Amazon music video. More with him straight ahead.
All right, time for your dog walking forecast for your Wednesday. A favorite part of the show, I think, for many, including Rick, who has been waiting for Draco to appear. So here we go. Looks very comfy in that nice chair. Thank you, Rick, for sending this picture in from West St. Paul. You can send your pics to talkback@cbc.ca. So still looking at haze tomorrow, air quality health index readings, again around a 9 or a 10 to start the day, but we'll start to see that easing as we get later in the day as that shift in wind starts to happen into the evening hours. So 25 through the afternoon tomorrow, 27, 28 as we get into Thursday and Friday for Winnipeg. Our next chance for precipitation coming as we get Monday into Tuesday. I'm watching the development of an area of low pressure that could bring us some rain into next week. A Manitoba musician is being highlighted in a new Amazon music video series. Northern Echoes is part of a program that aims to showcase emerging Canadian talent.
4 musicians are featured in the series, including Baron May, who's from St. Teresa Point, right here in Manitoba.
My name is Baron May. I am 17 years old, and I'm from St. Teresa Point. My songwriting is inspired by the old gospel that the old people would always listen to. The elders, they always sing gospel. There's always gospel playing on the radio, in the trucks, in the houses. You'd always hear old music playing.
Sunset rise on the waves of hurricane tide. Where I live, valley turns back in night.
The 17-year-old performs his original song, Maria, atop a parked bus with Clear Lake in Riding National Park in the background.
Amazon Music Canada says the series is a testament to the incredible talent of Canada's rural and remote communities. You can watch it on Amazon Music's YouTube page. That was very well done.
I just want to sit and listen to him.
I
What
know,
an
me
incredible
too.
voice. We have so many talented people in our province.
From all corners of the province.
From all corners. So you can check that out. Baron May from St. Teresa Point. Incredible.
He was on Radio Noon earlier today, too.
He was.
A great interview.
All right. That's all for us tonight. We hope you stay safe. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
See ya.
I wonder if they shot it, like if it was like a team.
It was Amazon.
Yeah, or if they had like a team from, I mean, I assume it's Amazon because they had the big truck.